Oh, snap!
Oh dear.
Bring it
It's
on.
back.
It's not back. It is not back. I don't even know what it is.
It is clearly not back.
But I'll tell you what is back. Another episode of A Better Podcast with Kenny and Jeff.
Hello.
Hello, Internet world. As always, I'm Kenny.
I'm Jeff.
And as most of the time, that's Jeff.
Yes.
Calm down, Nathaniel.
Don't fuck off.
Craig. Look here, Mike. Yes, you are now listening to another episode of your favorite podcast.
God willing.
God willing. All right. How you doing, guy? How goes?
I'm good. Everything's pretty good. Pretty good.
Is everything coming up Millhouse?
Everything's coming up Millhouse except for this. Kenny.
What?
Kenny.
What?
You've heard of the Boston Massacre.
Nope.
You know of that. Some Boston. Some bad stuff has happened in Boston, but like Massachusetts is Massachusetts. Some weird shit happens too there.
Some bad stuff has happened in Boston, like it existing.
Oh.
Yep.
But have you ever heard of the 1919 Great Molasses Flood?
I've heard of it. I haven't heard much. I'm familiar with the event so much that I know the name of it. That's about it.
I found this article on Smithsonian.com. Because it's just sort of like talking about it. So apparently, in January 15, 1919, a massive molasses holding tank in Boston's North End, owned by the Purity Distilling Company, ripped open. A 2.3 million gallon, 26 million pound wave of the sticky stuff rolled down Commercial Street as fast as 35 miles an hour.
That's wow. I didn't think molasses could go that fast.
It smashed houses and people and knocked a firehouse off its foundation. This is where it gets kind of sad, but it's still kind of funny, which is why I'm an awful person. The sticky tsunami killed 21 people and severely injured 150.
Wow, that is.
Could you imagine getting killed by molasses traveling at 35 miles an hour?
It's like in the history of deaths from freak incidents. Like explosions of various kind, like molasses explosions got to be like bottom of the list of cool ways to go.
It's just like after the initially 35-mile-per-hour tsunami, which was reported to be between 15 and 40 feet high. The molasses.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
it's
2.3.
so. It's between 15 and 40. Like, are they not sure? Because that's a very big gap.
Well, there were no doubt different reports, and the people who were closest to it died when they were crushed by 2.3 million gallons.
No, they should have interviewed one of them to get an accurate number.
Yeah. Sir, what do you have to say? Oh, it's the 20s. Hey there, sir. What do you have to say?
23 skidoo.
23 million? No.
23 million skidoo.
2.3 million? Anyway, let's see. The molasses cooled and slowly crept around the neighborhood. And so, like, it went boom! This massive weight of molasses.
I just love this idea that, like, crept around the neighborhood.
And then it just went like...
like it put on a trench coat and some sunglasses and was just kind of creeping around.
The article is about how the tank burst, which is boring. Apparently,
no one wants to know about that.
Apparently, when the molasses was shipped in, it was like a few degrees warmer than the outside air and hadn't had the chance to cool.
Oh, science!
Some science reason. Who cares? But someone wrote a book about this thing. So credit where credit's due. His name is Stephen Palaio, and his book is called Dark Tide: The Great Boston Molasses Flood of 1919.
I hear that name and all I think of is the Pirates of Darkwater.
According to him, the tank was a problem from the beginning and was never properly inspected. The company actually changed the color of the tank from blue to brown red to cover its leaks.
Nice. Like, I can imagine that inspection was just like, oh, that's a tank.
There's a picture which I'm going to send to you now in hopes that in hopes that we can share it with our podcasting audience.
I should be the judge if it's worth sending to the audience.
I mean, I wish it was a live action shot of the molasses creeping, but it is the aftermath.
Well, it would just be like that sped up black and white footage that you
But
see in all those movies.
It did a shit ton of damage. Like there's just there's just pieces of homes and buildings and like timber on the ground.
Wow, oof. Who would have thought such a slow-moving material would just one day up and move quickly for a few hours?
Yeah, right. It's like fuck this noise.
I got shit to do.
I get tired of all the guff it's been getting about being slow. And this was in January, so like molasses in January, literally slow as molasses in January is apparently 35 miles an hour.
That's pretty goddamn fast.
So now we know.
I just love this picture because it just looks like some aftermath of a storm. Like you can't even tell it's molasses.
It looks like a hurricane swept through, or an actual tidal wave, tsunami. But no, it's molasses. Which, by the way, must have been a huge pain in the dick to clean up too.
Oh, I can imagine.
Apparently, in today's dollars, it caused $100 million in damage.
Wow. So that was like what, $20-$25 back then?
Yeah, at least. Well, actually, I think the total is $40.15, if I'm correct. If it had
two nickels rubbed together.
Yeah, if it had burst during the summer, the researchers say the molasses would have likely flowed farther and been much thinner. It would have been a mess, but probably not a fatal disaster.
It would have been, instead of a fatal disaster, it would have just been a really shitty day. Can you imagine, the Boston in the middle of the summer, and all of a sudden you're just covered in molasses?
Oh, God, you're all sticky.
And in a time period when, I don't know if really everyone had access to a shower.
No, we had indoor plumbing then. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you have to take a bath.
They weren't our cavemen, Kenny.
I don't know.
I mean, come on now.
I'm not so sure about that.
I can't believe that I've lived my whole life and I have not heard about that until yesterday. I'm really kind of pissed off because that's amazing. That should have been textbooks.
All I can think of with this explosion is like it's some diabolical scheme by a clown. Like a molasses bomb.
Yeah, like maybe the Joker did exist. He lived in 1919 and he just happened to get wiped out by his own diabolical scheme.
See, the problem is he stood in front of the bomb.
Yeah. Well, he didn't care.
That's the ultimate chaos.
As this wave, this possibly 40-foot tall wave of molasses comes towards you, Kenny, and you're about to die. Could you imagine, do you think you have the time to, think, how cosmically fucked up is this? That this is what happens to me?
No, to be honest, I'd probably be thinking, thank God it's brown, it'll match the shit I'm about to have in my pants.
Yeah, right? Good thing I wore my brown pants today. It's like, oh, God, what an insult. If God does exist. He's a prick.
Have you read the Bible? Yeah, kind of is.
God has a plan. What part of his plan was kill 21 people with wall of molasses?
Well, you see, his plan was to blow it up in the winter. Because in the summer, it would have been worse.
It would have been stickier, not as murdery.
Those people wouldn't have been dead, but they would have been highly uncomfortable. Have you been that uncomfortable? That's worse than death.
God. What did they do to deserve it? For God's sakes.
They didn't inspect that tank well enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is cosmic punishment for not inspecting that tank.
So that's my story. That's what I wanted to share with the podcast, with you and the podcast audience. Right off the bat, I was very excited about that.
I am excited, and I know Stephanie appreciates it.
Yeah, I'm glad I hope she'll enjoy it.
Wow.
You too had a story to tell.
I did.
Or an article to share.
I did.
From the great god Artocles.
The great god Artocles, little known sibling of Hercules.
Yes.
And even lesser known sibling is Listicles.
I thought when you said he was a cousin of Testicles.
Wait, well, they're both, really. And as we said, Testicles went a very much different route in life. He followed more in the path of Zeus.
Yes, Testicles, the first man to ever suffer from elephantitis, but he made it work.
He suffered and proud of it.
Yeah, he let that shit hang out, literally, because he didn't really have any other options. They all wore skirts then and shit, so, those basketball suckers just bouncing around.
Uh,
Testicles. I'm sorry, go on.
so the article is fairly short, so I think I will read the whole thing. But a backstory to this article. I originally found this article like a few months ago on a website called lamebook.com. That's
Yes.
lamebook.com. You're a repository of all the hilarious Facebook things. Mostly a website of just really bad Facebook fails and hilarious responses to posts, things like that. But this came up because there was a woman who was selling her car, and she had said in it that it was pretty much fine. There was some right front, believe the rim had to be replaced on the right front tire, but it was fine other than that. And there was a bit of negotiation going on, and some guy's like, "Hey, I remember this," and then he posts an article, and here's why that tire had to be replaced. A woman drunkenly drives on tireless wheel for more than 9 miles.
Whoa, no.
This happened in Mauston, Wisconsin.
That is not good.
A suspected drunken driver in Mauston drove on a tireless wheel for more than 9 miles last week, police said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, you don't want to jump to conclusions, Joe.
Yeah, Kenny. We don't want to be.
Mauston police were sent to a residence Wednesday where a woman who appeared to be intoxicated was knocking on doors asking for a ride, according to a release. The officers found a vehicle on Water Street that was missing a tire on the passenger side and talked with the driver. I don't know if I want to give her name away. Fuck it.
It's in the article.
24-year-old Amanda Little of Mauston. Officer said Little smelled of alcohol and had red, glassy, bloodshot eyes. Investigators said the vehicle's rim was sunken into the dirt and there was fresh dirt on the guardrail, indicating that Little had tried to move the vehicle by accelerating. An officer found a groove in the pavement that perfectly lined up with the front passenger side wheel, according to release. The officer said the groove was 9.3 miles long, which means Little drove without a tire for over 9 miles. Officers found 2 unopened beer bottles, 3 open shot-sized liquor bottles, and a clear plastic bag with 7.1 grams of marijuana and drug paraphernalia in the vehicle.
Well, there you go.
Little faces tentative charges of second offense operating while intoxicated, bail jumping, possession of THC, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Wait. Did she try to jump bail too, or
I don't know if this is related.
She was already like she already bail jumped, and they were looking for her. Like,
I'm wondering if they're related in the sense that she bail jumped and then got really drunk and drove away.
Yeah, I mean, she was already in trouble.
But I'm fascinated by this just because, like, obviously, I mean, she's drunk, so she wouldn't know. But how do you lose the tire? Like
the tire is gone.
Like,
did she? What happened?
There's a picture of the car at the top of the article, and there's just like no even evidence that there was ever a tire on this rim. Like, it's just gone. Like, it exploded and just shredded away.
I wonder if she got a flat, called AAA. They came out to help, but then the guys took the tire off and realized man, you're really fucking drunk. I'm calling the cops. And she was just like, fuck it, and just booked it.
Honestly, I would not be surprised.
I'm gone.
That didn't take me. Fuck this noise.
No, look away. You'll never take me alive.
Well, not if you're driving like that, they won't.
You'll never take me alive, AAA guy.
But I've been pretty drunk, as you can attest to.
Yes.
I've never
fall down on the floor and not get up.
No, I didn't fall down. I laid down because for whatever reason.
Sorry, you lay down.
There was a period of time, and I don't know why, that if I got drunk enough, the only way I would not feel awful is if I laid down and closed my eyes. I was still totally coherent. I could still talk to people, but if I stood up and looked at stuff, no, I was totally getting the spins and falling over. But if I laid down and closed my eyes, had a great time.
You just happened to lay down wherever that would be, though. You would just go, okay, right here is good.
Yep.
Just where you happened to be at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Which bothered people when they were trying to get around.
Well, they should have learned.
But anyway, yes.
I know what I'm like. But yes, I've been quite drunk.
You've been drunk.
And I cannot imagine that I could do anything as severe as drive on a tireless car for 9 miles and not realize at some point, hey, I think there's something wrong with my car and stop to figure it out. Like, I don't. I can't imagine that how drunk you have to be to not realize your tire's missing for that length of time.
I mean, my in my Pontiac once, like the tire blew out in the freeway, and I had to pull over in a really shitty spot.
Mm.
So then like I called AAA, but he couldn't even get to me. So then AAA called Highway Patrol, and they like after getting out of their car to like talk to me and stuff like that, which I was like, whoa, okay, shit, this is really close to the freeway. But they like they basically told me like let's just nurse it up like a few hundred feet over here, and like that was like they escorted me. I got police escort, which was funny.
Nice.
They like that like 100 feet or 200 feet that I drove, not even going very fast, was the most terrifying. Like like for me, I'm like my car is just going like because like it still has half the tire on it basically. It's just in shreds.
Yep.
It was just going like. It's like I was like, like car, why? Now, well, I'm telling you this because it's fucking noticeable when you're
Exactly.
driving.
That's what I'm saying.
You're driving minus a tire.
Like I had an experience. I was driving somewhere on the freeway, and I didn't realize this before I got in my car, but apparently there's a nail in my tire. And I'm driving on the freeway, and then all of a sudden I notice that like, oh, the ride's getting a little shaky, and I can slowly like as I'm going, it just slowly gets louder and louder, more violent, to the point I'm like just going like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a problem.
There appears to be an issue. Well, I'm not an expert, but
I ain't no math magician.
yes,
I
this
think you
appears to
got a problem
be
with your alternator.
something not wrong. Something ain't right about that tire.
But is it how gone do you have to be to not notice that?
She sounds like she was really, really gone.
And the only reason she stopped is because she got stuck. I guarantee you she would have kept going.
Yeah, she was like, "Fuck it, this car broken. I need a ride." Like,
I also love that
she was 22,
24.
24. Could you just imagine like 24-year-old woman shows up and she's just that drunk chick at the party that everyone hates? Can you give me a ride?
I just love like she goes around knocking on random doors. Like I don't like. Did she even like know where she was? She's like, I just found some houses. Let's go to see if someone give me a ride somewhere.
Someone give me a ride home. My car is like broken or something. Oh my god, no one's helping me.
But I also love the the lack of what's the word I want to use? Lack of conviction in this. Like,
well, yeah,
she might have been drunk.
They didn't like. They didn't make her. I guess can they make you do a breathalyzer if you're technically not in your car? Like they didn't catch her drunk driving because she was not in her car.
Well, I just mean the article, like where they're saying like she might have been drunk. She could have been.
Well, that's the thing. They can say that if like they like like they can say if they had like given her a breathalyzer, they would mention what she blew.
The officer.
Hey, not good enough apparently.
Well, she sounded like she was pretty gone, so that's you don't want to go there.
It's just like, listen, if she drives 9 miles without a tire, I don't want a blowjob from her. It'll probably be terrible.
Probably rip my dick right off.
Yeah, she's clearly not very attentive. That's problem one.
Falls asleep halfway through it. Oh well, this is awkward now.
Every time. Oh wait, that's what.
Wait, you're not the only one. Oh thank God.
Oh thank God, I'm so glad.
I hate when you fall asleep through a blowjob too.
Oh well, you should stop drugging me. Listen.
Hey, I like what I like.
Listen, either stop drugging me or wait for them to go into full effect before you begin.
It's like my favorite game. You take 3 Excedrin PM, start jerking off, and see if you fall asleep or come first.
Then you wake up. If you win, still wake up with like a dried up, gooey mess on you.
or you wake up with your dick in your hand, like, oh, I didn't finish.
Oh, it's all sad. I think I could finish. I think I could have the wherewithal.
I think you could.
Thanks, Kenny.
But yeah, I thought you would enjoy that. And also, kids, if you're going to sell your car, at least be honest with what happened to it.
Yeah, be real. Because that car, by the way, it's its alignment is probably a little fucked. I'm just gonna throw. At least I'm gonna say that. Like,
yeah, especially be honest if you are in the newspaper.
Yeah,
because it's not like you're gonna hide that.
Yeah, come on now.
Unless you're that guy in Spain. I'm sure you heard about that years ago.
Maybe.
It was a guy in Spain who basically he's the reason that the whole EU court thing happened with people wanted themselves removed from the internet, the right to be forgotten with Google.
Oh.
Basically, the short story there is there was this guy who years and years ago, I think he had a house foreclosure or something like that, and he wanted that removed. I think it happened in '98, and he wanted it removed because if people searched for him, he didn't want them to find that. The problem with doing that is he brought all that attention to it, and I guarantee you no one would have known about it if he didn't say anything.
Yeah, like, dude,
yeah.
People will know about me on the Google. I mean, I know you're from Spain, so you probably didn't have that accent. People don't know about me on the Google.
People go know me on the Google.
Yeah, that sounds like Spanish.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. I took Spanish for 3 years. I know what Spanish sounds like.
I know what Spanish sounds like. Sounds like a British guy.
Very, very poor British guy.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad British accent. Don't tell me I'm wrong. You're wrong.
Oh. Probably.
I said
it. But yeah, so yeah, again, kids, if you sell your car, be honest, especially if you're on the internet.
Keep it real, you know? I mean, come on.
But speaking of being on the internet, this has nothing to do with that. You were telling me, OA, about some Berkeley vagabonds that I'm really curious.
So there's a woman who panhandles. She's always in the same spot. She's out in front of a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So when I walk to Trader Joe's to grab a lunch, because I'm poor but also too lazy to make a lunch, so I always get like a cheap lunch at Trader Joe's, because it's like 2 blocks away.
Nice.
So she's right in front of this restaurant, and only in Berkeley would this exist.
Mm-hmm.
So she stands in front of this restaurant. She has 2 signs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she has 3 signs.
Are they interchangeable? Like, does she switch them out, or are they all up at once?
They're all up at once.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding a sign, and she has a little basket for people to throw money into. So she's got a sign that says Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
She's a white one, by the way, and she's got another sign that says something about 4 black women.
Mm-hmm.
So she's an activist.
Okay.
Good.
That's good.
Good. And then she's got another sign that says homeless, hungry, in pain, vegan food wanted. She's a vegan.
Now I don't mean to nitpick this woman's lifestyle choice.
I mean,
hey,
you know what?
You do you, boo. You do.
And I don't want this to be about like I'm not making fun of her because she's homeless.
No.
It's terrible.
But my thing is, if you're in a situation where you are putting up a sign to get food from people,
yes,
I don't think you have the room to be picky about what they give you.
It's like, listen, I'm starving, but vegan only, please.
It's like this thing I read on the internet where this guy said a hobo tried to bum a cigarette off him, and then when he tried to give it to him, he's like, "Oh, menthol! I don't smoke that cheap shit."
I don't smoke that cheap shit. The fuck?
Now, honestly, I have to say, after hearing about this woman, I don't know. I don't know if I'm surprised that this is actually. I should say, I'm not surprised it's in Berkeley, but I'm also not surprised you would find that kind of person in Berkeley. But I don't know which fact is less surprising to me.
I just find it really interesting. Like every time I walk by, I'm like, I think to myself, like, only in this city would this be possible? Because a lot of times I walk by and she's eating something that someone gave her. Like they bought her something in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Was it vegan?
Like, yeah, every time.
Honestly, that's the most intriguing part about this to me is the vegan only thing.
Well, it gets worse because then I'll walk by with like my chicken lunch or whatever, and I feel like she's judging me.
But the question you have to ask yourself is she judging you more because you didn't give her anything or because you're eating a chicken?
I don't know. It's the worst.
You should ask her next time you see her. Excuse me, ma'am, which is worse to you?
Yeah.
That I'm not giving you this or that it's a chicken?
No, I'm afraid to talk to her. No, thank you.
Oh, quick side note. Speaking of chicken, because I know you said there was another vagabond. I think you wanted to talk.
Yes, there's one of the vagabond to.
But a quick side note about chicken. I discovered something on the internet today.
I discovered chicken. It's delicious.
It tastes like so many things. Or so many things taste like it. I haven't decided.
Yeah.
But I saw a tweet that PETA put out. And I didn't know if you knew this, Jeff. But it might explain so much about us. Did you know that if you give a child chicken, that's going to make their dick tiny?
Thanks, PETA.
Yep.
I'm certain that's...
According to this video PETA put out on Twitter, there's something in chicken skin. It's some chemical of some kind. That's also apparently found in pesticides. So, take this with a grain of salt. But if you eat it, it gives you a tiny dick.
I feel like...
And at one point of the video, they say... So something like, so new mom's worried about the size of your baby's pecker? And I'm like, yeah, that's what new moms are worried about. They're like, they're not like, oh man, is my child going to grow up healthy? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to be intelligent? He's like, no, man, I hope he's hung like a fucking horse.
Yeah, that's what new dads are worried about. Yeah. New dads.
Exactly.
Come on.
But it's just
also,
really? Yeah, really? I'm just so... I'm not really that baffled by anything PETA does anymore, honestly.
Because I would like to see this. I would like to see a corresponding study that shows that every vegan guy is a huge cock. Exactly. I just don't think that's true.
I feel like sometimes with the stuff I see from PETA, there's a website out there you can check out that shows you the correlation between two completely unrelated things.
Yeah.
And one of them is some of them are weird. They're like, number of Nicolas Cage films released and or per year or something like that. It correlates with number of people who die falling out of bed, stuff like that.
So it clearly indicates that
that Nicolas Cage should make more films.
Nicolas Cage is killing people
by making them get out of bed.
Yeah,
I'm not for sure.
So they can watch more Nicolas Cage films.
Yes, but I feel like PETA goes to that website and gets just two random things. There it is. That's their chicken and dick size. There you go. And let's make a video about it.
I mean, ethical treatment of animals is all well and good, but PETA kind of sucks. Let's be real.
PETA, if you're all for ethical animal treatment, which I am, I realize we live in a society where we are kind of just going to eat meat because that's how we've evolved and that's what we do. But I'm all for treating those animals as humanely as possible because we're not going to stop eating meat anytime soon.
No, I need to eat.
Exactly.
I'm hungry. It's not my fault they're so goddamn delicious.
Cows wouldn't be in so much danger if they weren't made of steaks and leather jackets. Same.
Hey, listen, my car needs some new seats. All right.
But I'm all for treating animals as humanely as possible, despite killing them, which is not really humane in any sense. But PETA is not the way to go. No. PETA is an awful organization. PETA also owns a lot of kill shelters, even though they're all for.
Even though they're anti-euthanasia, they have one of the largest euthanization facilities in the world.
Yep, and there was a couple PETA workers. I don't know how high they are up in the organization, but they were convicted of 46 counts of illegally disposing of animal carcasses because they would kill the animals and then just throw them in a dumpster. Because that's PETA.
I remember Penn and Teller had a when Bullshit was on TV, they had an episode on PETA. Which was amazing, by the way. And they talked about how the vice president of PETA, they're talking about how owning a pet is inhumane. And you shouldn't do that. But the vice president of PETA is pictured on their website of having 3 dogs or whatever, and loves her pets. It's the fuck, you idiots.
And there's also one of the highest ranking members of PETA. She takes I think she's on insulin, which has been derived. I think it's a specific type of insulin that's been derived from testing on pigs.
Yeah, they're yeah.
And she's talking about because she's a vegan, but she's using this animal product, and she's like, well, her argument was basically, well, someone has to stay alive to have a voice for the animals.
I want to live is what she's saying.
Man, not even Evel Knievel can make that leap in logic.
I just want to live. I love animals, but I want to live.
I love animals, but I like living more.
Yeah.
See, that's why I eat the animals.
I have to save them. Ergo, I love them and want to live.
Exactly. I saw that chicken thing, and I was just what the fuck? I'm so surprised yet not surprised by things like that. But yeah,
I mean,
it's a little baffling.
yeah,
Also, why is Peter thinking about baby dicks? I think that's an investigation.
why is PETA so interested in my baby's dick?
I'm not even that interested in it.
Yeah, really.
But enough about baby dicks.
Yeah.
What was this other vagabond?
Oh, Vagabond 2. I can only assume he's a vagabond.
Is he
He
the
could
sequel?
just be a gentleman. He could just be a gentleman in like dire straits. But here's what.
Or he could just be wearing that really high end hipster wear.
Yes, if he is the highest end hipster. So here's where it went. He's the next level of hipster. I only met him. I only saw him once. But I was walking once again back from Trader Joe's. I guess that's the most active I get these days.
I think the message here is stop going to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, no, I walked the other way. Like, I like you in a city like Berkeley. There's people riding their bikes everywhere, and sometimes you almost get clipped by people because they go on the sidewalk when they're not supposed to. Because
yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
So then I almost got clipped by a bicyclist,
Mm-hmm.
and then as he's riding by, I'm watching him go down the sidewalk, and I'm looking at him like, oh, wait a minute, okay, so he's wearing old jeans that are filthy.
Mm.
He's got no shoes on, and he's got a brand new sport suit jacket.
Yeah, he sounds like most people in Berkeley.
I'm
I'm going to be really honest.
I was like, man, he has an important meeting to go to somewhere right now, and he forgot to put on the other half of his outfit.
He's in a hurry and he was running late.
So that was my other vagabond. Not as interesting as the vegan lady, but it struck me as like, huh? Like,
well, it's one of those things like when you see people like that, you're just like you're so taken in. Like, I need to know why.
Well, because there's a Goodwill right there where I work. Like, it's across the street, basically.
Maybe he just came from there. That's why he had the nice jacket.
No, he was going the wrong way, and he wasn't going to the Goodwill because he's on the wrong side of the street.
No, I'm saying maybe he just came from there, and that's why he had the nice suit coat but nothing else.
But he wasn't coming from that way.
I don't know. I'm trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt.
He was heading towards Goodwill, but on the wrong side of the street. He was not going to Goodwill.
Maybe he just hadn't crossed yet.
It's like, dude, you prioritized a smart jacket over shoes?
Hey. Gotta look fly.
Gotta look fly.
How else are you going to attract the lady vagabond?
Yes. So into her.
It was a vegetable tanned coat. That's why he was heading over that way. I'm going to make my moves on this lady.
Well, all right.
I do miss those parts of Berkeley. just seeing I'm a pretty liberal dude. I think that's pretty obvious. But just fuck right. Jesus. But just like seeing some of the people of Berkeley, like man, not even I can go that far. Like one of my favorite guys is this dude who was standing on the corner holding up a sign that said something along the lines of "saving the trees." I'm like, you made that out of like 17 pieces of printed paper. Hope you know that. Because it was a pretty long sign. It was definitely taped together with a bunch of printer paper.
No, Kenny. He's saving trees by killing them.
He's saving them from themselves, really.
Yeah,
those trees had a meth problem.
Just like that chick who was like, just like the peanut chick who wanted to live.
If I can't save these trees, who else is going to?
Exactly.
Yeah, I do miss Berkeley. Although there are some parts I can do without. As I said, sometimes going there that I was getting the tuberculosis.
Oh yeah.
Because like it's one of those things like I love going there and then I'll go there and then I don't know what it is. Something always happens where I'm like, you know what? I'm actually really bummed I came here today. I don't know. I think it's just some of the people that are there. I'm not a fan of some of the people. But I do recommend, despite that, if you ever get the chance, listening audience, Stephanie, go to Berkeley. It's a hip happening town. Have a great art scene.
Town.
They do have a great art scene. As does that section of the Bay Area, I would say. But beyond that, I do have a question for you, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
As we discussed, I didn't put this in the description, But to report back about Final Fantasy 15, you did give me
Oh,
a smiley
yes.
face.
Yes. I
So
sent the smiley face
I did get the
of
smiley face.
appreciation, of approval.
Approval.
Smiley face of approval. It's
But the question I have though is, how would you say it is outside of just the happy face, sad face?
well, I mean, I liked it. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know how much. Do we talk about it off the air at all? Like the
Um,
ins and outs of it?
kind of. We talked about
Oh, right.
what we
Yeah,
did,
because we
but
gained that.
I'm yeah, but I'm curious more like since you've actually had experience with some things like the battle system and stuff like what as someone who I would say you have a pretty similar taste in Final Fantasy games to me in
Mhm.
terms of what you like and dislike. So I'm curious your opinion
I mean,
in
like,
terms of what's been added and what's in the actual demo and stuff like
I,
that.
I still miss the battle system. Like
Mm.
I'll never. We talked about it at length, at nauseum, even in the last cast, in our last episode. But
Check it out if you haven't yet.
yeah. Now, please,
Put this one on pause and go
yeah,
check
yeah,
that, and then come back.
yeah. Pause this one.
Pause.
Do not leave the page. Pause this one.
Pause.
Click on some ads while you're at it. Just click on all the ads.
Here right when you come back,
Mhm.
like you never even left.
But I will forever miss the ATB or RTB,
ATV, I think it was called.
the real time battle system and the active time battle system. Forever and ever, and it's gone forever and ever. I am not. I am all but certain,
Yeah.
except for like the like I think Bravely Default, the series series.
Bravely Default was supposed to be originally in the Final Fantasy series, and it became its own series.
Is. Yeah. But like in any case, like it's a thing of the past, and it's never going to be on the flagship game ever again. That being said, like I have a feeling I will become better at the battle system. I was having a hard time with it at some points. Basically, the to spoil the demo, even though it's a demo. And
no, Jeff, you're gonna spoil it. Okay, spoil it.
You play the main character Noctis, and you're boy Noctis, you're a little kid, and you're having a dream, and you're being guided out of your dream by Carbuncle, who in this version of Carbuncle, he is a little fox singer.
Well, he's always some kind of quadrupedal animal of some kind.
Yeah, he's adorable though.
He always is.
And he hands you a cell phone.
Nice.
And then proceeds to communicate to you via text messages, including smiley faces.
Yes. Even better.
But then you go through your dream, which is kind of cool because they show off mechanics and like graphical things and stuff like that. Like you pick up these little like floating orbs or whatever they are, and if you collect enough of them, and it unlocks these tiles that are on the ground, so you can unlock tiles that weren't lit up when you first found them.
Oh, nice.
And some of them change, like some of them fast forward through time, so you basically change the day cycle, so like you can see what it's like what the game looks like in the dawn, and what the game looks like in the evening, or like midday, or the sunset, that kind of thing. And it's very pretty. Like, let's be real, it's really fucking pretty. And then another pad you stepped on, turned it like, clear skies, and then you stepped on it again, and it was like a heavy thunderstorm. So like it shows off different aspects of the game like that. And there's another section of it that shows off like the physics aspect, where like in the second part of the demo you're transported to like what I can only assume is Noctis's like living room, dining room in his palace. But he's been playing because there's like all these books and blocks set up, and there's like little block palaces built and stuff like that. But spoilers, you're like 6 inches tall, if that. Like it's kind of it's a cool one. It reminded me of that level from the first Katamari Damacy. You start off in like the kitchen or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So you're going around, but like they show out the physics engine and the driving mechanic, because you can turn into a car if you step on certain pads and that.
Nice.
And so you can drive around the living room, and then but if you can run into the blocks and they all fall over like they should,
Oh, that's cool.
So they show off the physics engine in that regard.
Nice.
And then it rounds out as you're going along. You're fighting these nightmares, which
Mhm.
which then reminded me of Kingdom Hearts.
Nice.
So you're fighting these nightmares, they call them,
Mhm.
and so you're getting little hints of the battle system, and you're getting like kiddie versions of the spells. Like instead of throwing a fire spell,
Mhm.
you throw fireworks and stuff like
Nice.
that. Like it's very cutesy, and your
That's kind of
weapons.
adorable.
Yeah, you like they give you a child's hammer and a toy sword,
Nice.
and the hammer even goes like "burk" when you it squeaks when you hit something.
Oh, that is the only weapon I would use.
It's really good actually, but it's slow. So they're trying to show off that there's basically two types of weapons.
Mhm.
There's the slow, heavy damaging ones, and the speedy, not as damaging ones.
Mhm.
Um, they're weaker, arguably, but there's more damage per second. So it's like you can find a different thing.
Mhm.
Like I did have trouble with the dodge mechanic.
Mhm.
I think that was the biggest thing, and you can't warp like they all like you can see in all the gameplay trailers stuff like that. You can't warp in the demo,
Hmm.
where like Noctis will throw his weapon and like hit somebody with it and
Yeah,
then
he
just
can warp
appear.
to it.
Like you can warp to it.
Yeah, I know you can
Uh,
also use it to climb stuff too. Like you can throw into a
Yeah.
building and warp to it, and you'll be hanging onto the sword.
Like you don't really get to that in the demo. And dodging, I found pretty difficult. There were times where like I would swear to you up and down that I tapped the dodge button and he just went like whoa and dodged out of the way.
Mm.
And there were other times that like I would tap it and he wouldn't even do anything,
Hmm.
and I had to like hold down on the dodge button for him to do anything.
Hmm.
So that was kind of obnoxious. I wonder if that's just like a demo thing because it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it might just be a demo thing. Might be different in the actual game.
Yeah, but the end of it, you end up having to fight a giant.
Mm.
And you turn into because it's your dream and it's your dream, it's Noctis's dream, so you can do whatever you want in it.
Mhm.
And so he becomes adult Noctis
Nice.
from the game proper. So you get to fight as the real guy with
Oh, that's
real
cool.
weapons and real spells for a little bit, and you can fight the thing over and over again. You can summon a new one, and
Oh,
you can't
nice.
die because Carbuncle always got your back. So it's like
Nice.
it's like training basically.
Yeah. That's pretty
But
cool.
like it was fun. I'm gonna like I think my biggest struggle will be the battle system. I have to get
Mhm.
used to that, like active combat,
Yeah.
and I feel like it might be a little repetitious after a while, unfortunately. But that's
Mhm.
just sort of like what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. I want to play still.
Mm. Well, I'm intrigued because that sounds pretty cool, and I mean, hearing that and then like seeing all the other stuff I've seen definitely makes me want to keep playing the game. Never get the chance to. Although I have to say, I think they dropped the ball in that demo when you could turn into adult Noctis, and he doesn't keep the squeaky hammer. I think they really dropped the ball in that one.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, I hope that's an unlockable weapon. I want the squeaky hammer.
What?
Oh,
Take that.
this like super serious game, and then all of a sudden just break it.
Dropping my murder hammer.
I'm glad you enjoyed it though. Makes me hopeful that the game will be like that, and makes you hopeful for a good game.
It was very pretty, and like the music is just incredible. Like that.
Awesome.
Like the main theme, like
Mhm.
the da 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 da. It's sweeping and like it makes you
Nice.
want to go on an adventure, and you're like, yeah, let's do this. Woo!
Does it give you the same emotions that the older Final Fantasy games would give you musically?
I think they do. I mean, the older Final Fantasy games were capable of conveying that sweeping adventure and excitement in MIDI.
Well, I guess I should say, do you
Now,
get that
yeah.
same feeling from?
I mean, like basically, I'm saying is I damn well better because now they have the backing of like a full, highly polyphonic orchestra, like piping through 5.1 surround sound. Like it better be sweeping and emotional. If they fall short on that, for fuck's sake, you should have just stuck with MIDI.
I want to see a 2D version of this game. Damn it!
Like I don't know if yeah right. Oh! But I have to find out if you can get this because I was watching this video that was like like all the pre-order bonuses showing them in the game, and one of them is a car skin for the Regalia.
Mhm.
That's like the 16-bit version. So like it's got like 16-bit sprite versions like that
Oh,
look like the
wow.
Final Fantasy VI ones of the 4 guys on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing! I need that. Why didn't I pre-order? Why didn't I have that money?
That's awesome. Oh man, I hope that's available.
I hope that. Yeah, I hope you can still get that, like with a with some sort of, you know, something
Money?
DLC thing. Yes, with
Okay.
money.
I'd be surprised if they didn't release that at some point as DLC because I know if that's not there's got to be a huge clamor for that. Because I mean, diehards like you and I are definitely going to be all over that kind of thing, and I think they'd be foolish not to release it at some point. They do. They have been a few times where they've done stuff like that, where they have pre-order bonuses as for people to pre-order, and then like months later they're like, here's a DLC with that thing. So it's entirely possible that they'll follow suit with that and do something like that in the future. At least I would hope they would.
I mean, it is disappointing because Nobuo Uematsu, who we talked about yesterday, wow, last episode.
Well, for you,
not-
listener, it could be
Yeah,
yesterday.
it could be yesterday. You could be binge listening. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. You should do that, listener.
Yeah, let me do that. Come on, Stephanie. He did not compose Final Fantasy 15.
He hasn't done one since. I don't even know if he did 12 actually.
Well, it's like when the director, the recent director of the games is Nomura, I think his name is. He doesn't use him. He always uses.
Well, I know
his name is Yoko Shimomura. He always uses him.
Well, Uematsu left the company though. He's not even a part of the company anymore. He formed his own company.
Yeah.
So, because when he was doing the games, he was actually part of Square Enix.
There must have been some kind of falling out or something like that, which is a shame because he is just like, I mean, like I will always love his shit.
Oh
like,
yeah. Well, for him, I wouldn't be surprised. It was literally just like I'm hyper talented. I'd like to do my own thing now. Like
yeah.
Because I never heard of any kind of bad blood or anything between him and Square Enix, so I don't imagine that he left under bad circumstances. I mean, my guess is
they got bad blood. Sorry.
Sorry,
not sorry.
Kick you off the show now. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I'm kicking you off the show now. But no, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. She's like, I just want to do my own thing now. I'm gonna be my own company because he has his own company now.
Yeah.
And he does music for a ton of other games. I am curious though if they're going to bring him back for 7, because I know one of the big things that they wanted.
They wanted the old music back, but like it
wasn't just that. They said that they only wanted to do it if they could get the whole the huge core team back. So
well, I feel like that's not a thing anymore. I think they realized that money is green, and now they're just gonna.
Yeah, but they do have. I know they're getting the director back. They're getting. I think the guy who did a lot of the concept art too. And there's a couple other people they're bringing back. I don't know everyone. I can't remember everyone they're bringing back.
I feel like what's likely going to happen is that we'll hear some full orchestral versions of 7 that we've never heard before, because they own the rights to the song.
Yeah.
I bet you Uematsu will have nothing to do with it, and we'll even get some Yoko Shimomura remixes.
Well, I know that if I were ahead of Square Enix, who I know is listening.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Big fan of the show. I would hire Nobuo Uematsu to do the music for this.
Yeah, we miss him.
Plus, you could get his band in it too, because he has a band, Black Mages. You could totally do like metal versions of stuff, because that would be awesome.
There's a lot of metal sounding songs in 7.
Nice.
It's like there's guitar action going on there. Well, ish.
Mm-hmm.
You could imagine it's a guitar because it's MIDI.
When I hear it, I can hear the guitar.
Yeah.
And then I hear like the version the Black Mages did. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Even like the fight song in Final Fantasy VI has like a rhythm guitar bass line kind of thing where it starts with like dun 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 dun, and there's even like a little like in the middle of it there. I mean, it's awesome. Clearly not done with a guitar. Let's be real.
No, Jeff, it was totally a compressed guitar.
Yeah, it was a compressed guitar.
Yep, they actually took the guitar and they shrunk it down, compressed it, and played on it.
They did when they put that game on that cartridge, man. They maxed out like how much space they could use.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really kind of like took it to the next level.
As next level as possible.
As next level as you can get. Next level.
Oh, what a good game! I do miss the Super Nintendo as a whole. Such a good console.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, so I'm glad that you seem to enjoy Final Fantasy 15.
So far so good. I'm looking forward to playing the actual game someday, maybe.
Someday. I really hope that they do release that multiplayer mode, and it is what we think it's going to be.
here's the downside: is that like Mass Effect Andromeda comes out like spring
Mm-hmm.
2017, and I'm probably not going to get Final Fantasy 15 or like start playing it until like January. And I doubt I'll be able to play that game in a few months, like beat it in a few months.
Well,
So,
you're gonna have to work on that then.
so I'm gonna like just drop Final Fantasy 15 when Andromeda comes out.
Well, you're gonna have to work on
what's
that then because I'm gonna demand a full report of the game from
You can
start to
demand whatever the
finish.
fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
You goddamn right. If you want to stay on the show, you'll give a fuck.
Please, you need me.
Yes,
I'm
to feel
irreplaceable.
better about myself, yes.
I'm irreplaceable.
Mm,
Kenny, I am the rock that holds the show
You are
together.
not the Rock.
I am the rock.
You are not.
I am Dwayne the Rock Johnson of this show.
You have gotten paler and tinier.
I lost all my tattoos, but I got a great beard now,
That's all your muscle mass.
which
That's
is
where it
really
went,
difficult for a Polynesian man usually.
right? I don't know. Jason Momoa pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah, he did. Fuck me.
Gosh,
really-
stupid perfect
really-
man.
Really, please, Jason. I mean, I know. It's real.
Oh,
Close
is
the door.
the show getting real?
Oh God. He's a handsome.
Did you actually close the door?
Yes. No.
Oh, my.
I don't actually want to have sex with Jason Momoa. I just want to hang out with him.
Yeah, I want to have like a relationship like he has with Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, I just want to be. I can't hang out with those two actual men.
I'm a pretty big dude. I'm tall. You know, I'm okay. But then like hang out with them, I'm like, well, I'm 4 feet tall now.
Yeah. They're like real men.
They're like real men who are doing real men things, and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of
Fuck.
hanging out on the internet. Yeah.
Hanging out on that internet.
You ever been on the internet? They got some cool stuff on the internet.
Internet.
Speaking of the internet,
Yes.
I know you were talking about OA that just dropped on the internet.
Yes, this morning.
The new Speederman.
The new Speederman.
New
Homecoming.
Speederman trailer.
I wish we could remember what comedian did that, so we can give him some credit on the podcast. Here.
That was Jeffrey Ross.
Jeffrey Ross. That's right. My grandmother. She thinks everyone in Hollywood is Jewish. She called me up the other day. She's like, "Did you see that new Spearman movie?"
You bring that new girl you're dating? What's her name? Hitler, Mom. Her name is Jennifer Hitler.
Jennifer Hitler.
But I did not see it, as I did not find out it had dropped until you told me earlier. That it,
Wow. Good God. So
beating
glad
it?
you.
What is that noise?
I'm hitting a knife on my hand. That sounds.
Is that
weird.
what we call it?
No. If I was beating, it'd be like this.
What are you playing? Drums in your dick? What are you doing? Not a bongo, Jeff.
Well, how do you do it?
Like a normal person.
How do normal people do it? Just hypothetically.
Well, okay. First, you got to get a cantaloupe.
Okay. Oh, I've done that before.
Okay.
Yeah, you bore a hole in it, then you put it in the microwave for about 5 seconds, and you fuck the shit out of it.
Yep.
Then you eat it.
Or with watermelon.
I've never been able to do it with watermelon. It's not gooey enough.
Well, you got to get a good watermelon.
Too rough.
Nah, that's how I like it.
So Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's a great segue.
Yeah. I mean, looks very good.
Mhm.
Like
It's a good report, Jeff.
I mean, but we're seeing very similar. We have a release date, July 17th.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very brief couple shots of Vulture
Mm-hmm.
and Michael Keaton, not dressed as Vulture, but just dressed like Michael Keaton.
Is it the Birdman sequel?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, how cool would that be if it actually was?
Yeah, Birdman.
Birdman versus Speederman.
Yes. Like we have smarmy, fun Peter Parker in
Mhm.
Spider-Man, but then we also have Peter Parker at school who's just a loser. I don't know. We have a Mary Jane or Mary Jane type character because he's in the trailer he's fawning over a woman from her class, but she is of color.
Yes, I have heard. I can't remember her name, but they have hired an actress of color to play Mary Jane.
So that's Mary Jane Watson not a white redhead.
Nope.
A little sad, actually. I like that redhead.
I did like that.
Although, it's going to be cool. We have a lot of Tony Stark in this trailer, too. Like, a lot of Iron Man.
I'm not terribly surprised they're throwing other characters into it.
Yeah, I mean, just Iron Man, really. like he's like his mentor.
I do know at some point in the Spider-Man canon,
Mhm.
He does get a suit from Tony at some point. So
Yes,
I'm
and
wondering if they're laying the seeds for that in the
well,
future.
the suit he has is from Tony Stark
Yeah.
already.
Is
They
it the
already
red and gold suit or is it?
no. It's just
Okay.
the spider suit that he has. Because like if did you watch Civil War, Kenny?
I have not.
Kenny, this is like an entertainment podcast.
Well, you should ask me about that when it was out in theaters.
All right, so in Civil War,
I am more or less aware of what happened in Civil War.
Tony Stark recruits Peter Parker
Hmm.
by going to his house. First, he hits on Aunt May,
Well, yeah.
and I'm
You
pretty
seen
sure
Aunt May in that film?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, apparently you haven't.
I've seen pictures.
But Marissa Tomei is Aunt May. Yeah,
Mhm.
buddy. Hottest Aunt May's ever been.
Getting younger and younger. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
Can't wait to see how
so
young Aunt May is going to be inspired.
But so is Peter Parker as far as the movies go. So
Well, I mean, that makes sense because he's in high school. So
yeah,
the younger and younger Peter Parker makes sense.
Yeah, like every movie version of Peter Parker, it's like finishing up high school, going to college, Peter. And like no, he's like 16, 15 or whatever. What was I saying about not about hot Aunt? Oh yeah, so in Civil War, he shows up at Peter's house, hitting on his aunt, and then he basically figured out that that the kid's Spider-Man because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Tony Stark, and he like finds out like the kid's costume is like homemade and really shitty looking,
Mhm.
and he ends up making him a costume. And that's why if you see the Civil War trailer that they put out when they revealed Spider-Man in it, you could see like his eyes change shape.
Yeah.
And you can hear like a slight little noise, like a whirring of gears or what have you. So so he is wearing a suit. Like his suit is Tony Stark technology. It's Stark.
Well, the suit
It's
I
not.
was talking
It's not
about.
the suit from.
Yeah. The Iron Spider suit.
Yeah, it's not the
That's
Iron
what I'm
Spider.
wondering if they're going to end up laying the seeds for is him getting that at some point.
I mean, definitely they're going to do that. I mean, come on,
I hope so because that was a pretty badass suit.
because they really are setting up Tony Stark to be his like mentor. He's in the trailer a lot. The trailer ends with like Peter Parker swinging around New York City and Tony Stark flying around next to him. He's also got like his suit has like a wingsuit thing too, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
So we got little bits of that. Let me see what else is going on there. I talked about Vulture. I mean, it looks fun, but like a lot of it. It seems like the whole plot is sort of like, which, you know, I hope it doesn't drag on too much in the actual story. But the whole plot is sort of like how he's just like, I want to be an Avenger, but I'm still in high school.
Oh, life is so hard.
Like,
I wish
it's
my
just-
dad would let me dye my hair blue.
God, he's still just a kid, you know. And
Yeah.
Tony keeps calling him that too. Like they make a point of calling him a kid over and over again. So I bet you the story is going to be centered around him sort of coming to grips with that, and still being a hero. So like Tony might have to acknowledge that he's Avenger level hero. He's not because like he's not in the Avengers yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's a quick bit where he's like asking like, do I have to like take a test or something, or what do I have to do, you know? And and like Tony gives him a piece of advice, and then he leans over, and so he goes, oh, and like Peter starts hugging Tony Stark, and Tony goes like, this isn't a hug, I'm just trying to open the door for you. He's trying to get him out of the car. oh sorry. He's like desperate.
Nope.
For
I would have held on to him, never let go.
No, don't ruin this for me.
Let me give you a little advice. Touch my mustache.
Hold on to the night.
So I'm
to the
hoping,
Tony.
although I can't imagine they would. I hope they're not going to throw any kind of an origin story into this. Cause that's
No.
probably my biggest gripe with the superhero films.
I mean, that was the best part about Civil War is that they were like, Peter Parker, established. He's already a hero. He's just like got a shitty suit, but he's already out there. Yeah. He's got the web shooters. He doesn't have Tobey Maguire web wrist things. Mm-hmm. He's got web shooters that he's developed himself because he's a smart kid.
He's a genius who loves himself some photography.
Yes, he's a genius photographer, although he's not a photographer yet.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, he's just a kid in high school. He doesn't work for J. Jonah Jameson yet.
Oh man, I have to say.
Although he is in that movie. No, he's not.
No.
Did they get someone to play J. Jonah Jameson?
I don't know.
We know it's not J.K. Simmons, which is ridiculous because he is the embodiment of J. Jonah Jameson.
He really it like even just thinking about like the cartoon and what he looked like and sounded like, I just picture J.K. Simmons now. Like I can't imagine anyone else.
Was he in the Andrew Garfield versions too?
I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say no.
I don't think so, but he left such an indelible mark on my memory involving Spider-Man that I just assume he's in them. Like
he's He's always in them with me. Damn it.
Yeah.
He's always in them for me. But he did such a great job. That's also one of the reasons I'm very excited for him to be Commissioner Gordon.
J. Jonah Jameson is partially based on Stan Lee a little bit, like the publisher aspect of Stan Lee. Like,
I was gonna say, is it the Hitler mustache aspect?
Yeah, it must be. It must be. No, no. Like for example, like I was listening to a Smodcast, Kevin Smith podcast, and it was like it was a recording of a panel he hosted with Stan Lee and two other Marvel writers from the Silver Age.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of them talks about like like how he started at Marvel as like an intern,
and
so he applied and whatever, and then he got a call, and it was the Stan Lee.
Oh, wow!
He's just like, so you want to be a comic book writer? Huh? Like Stan and stuff like that. Like, of course he has stuff like greetings, true believer. Of course, that's how
23 skidoo.
23 skidoo. No, and then like he goes, so we can't. He's kind of hemming and hawing around like, well, we can't pay you much. And the guy's in high school, in college, and he goes like, well, actually, it's a college internship for credit, so I can't even accept any money. You're hired. Perfect.
Oh man, that's the best.
So that does sound like a J. Jonah Jameson. Like, you're hired. Can't pay you. I'm in.
Just go around calling everyone Parker.
Yeah.
Damn it, Parker.
Parker, get in here. Parker, leave. Nope, come back.
No, come back again. Leave again.
Ah,
Yeah, that does sound like a J. Jonah Jameson.
crap. I'll take this one. $90. $90. Pay the man. Get out.
Come back here. Okay, leave.
Come back here. Parker. But I like that. Like, imagine Stanley going like, "Oh, we're a small company. We can't really pay you all that much." Well, actually, I can't get paid and be an intern. You're hired. Like, can't even let him get the words out. Like, you're in.
I love that story because there's like every boss ever that would be totally okay with that.
Yeah, like free.
I don't have to give you money. You're in.
Welcome in. Welcome aboard, my gentlemen. You're perfect for this job. Suddenly,
I don't have any experience. Don't care. Don't have to pay you.
Do not care.
Should pay him in money that's only good at Marvel.
Yeah.
I can't eat comic books, sir. Don't care.
Don't care. Suck it up. Oh, I forgot this was on my radar. I forgot about it. Apparently,
Jeff.
A new show that's been airing that started on Fox aired its first episode last night.
Do tell.
It's called Pitch. No wait, no wow. It's not its first episode. It's its 10th episode. I'm way behind.
Wow, you fucked up real bad.
Yeah, I wanted to watch this too.
Oh wow, you man, you were so behind.
But it's a television show about the first female professional baseball player.
It stars Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Really, he's in there?
Yep, he plays the coach.
Huh.
Forget his name. Mark Paul. Let's call him Mark Paul Gossamer because I can't remember his name.
He has a name that like isn't just Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Nope. I mean that's what I call him, and he probably gets mad when I do that.
Yeah, right.
We hang out all the time. We're bros.
Stop calling me, fucking weirdo.
Should have never given you my number. Wait, I didn't even give you my number.
Stop that. Like, how did you get my number? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, Zach.
I'm your biggest fan, Zach. Remember the time that you stopped time? That was every episode.
Remember that time in high school when we did that? We never. Who are you?
Who the hell are you? I didn't go to high school with you. It was a show. It was fiction.
Man, what? Do you remember graduating? I didn't actually go there.
God damn it! No one did.
Yeah, he's in. He plays the coach. At least that's what I'm assuming from the commercials I've seen or pictures I've seen. I haven't seen commercials. Pictures.
I'll have to catch up on this because I like me baseball. And it looks like they actually have. Like she's playing for the San Diego Padres. Like they're showing San Diego's.
Yeah, I like that they're using actual licensed Major League Baseball things and not just like made up teams that kind of sound like the team they're obviously trying to reference.
Are they actually playing teams? Because
I think they actually play the Giants at one point.
I was going to say because the Padres play the Giants like all the time. It's kind of annoying.
If I remember correctly from the Twitter, I do believe one of the episodes they're actually playing the Giants.
Is it the Giants or just some?
No, I think it is the Giants. Like the actual Giants.
Not the team members. The real.
Oh, I don't know if it's the actual team members. I believe it is the team and the logo and all, but I don't know.
Because
if it's the
Hunter
actual
Pence
thing.
would show up for that.
Hunter Pence would play every role in that show if he could.
Hunter Pence would play every position on the field if he could.
As the late
the
great
same
Vin
time.
Scully. Okay, he's not actually late, but the great Vin Scully said. Actually, I shouldn't make that joke in 2016.
Come on. No, it's almost over. He could be dead at any minute.
Here's speaking of people who aren't dead yet that I'm surprised by. Kirk Douglas turned 100 today.
Yes, he did. But what did Vin Scully say? You have to finish.
He said that Hunter Pence would make coffee nervous.
It's true.
I love Hunter Pence because you just watching him stand in the batter's box. Like I'm worried he's going to fall out of the batter's box.
Oh God.
There's a commercial that he did, quote unquote commercial, that I'm going to put in the description, where he does it's some kind of Hunter Pence baseball camp.
Yeah, his baseball camp.
Learn
how to swing learn how to throw without an elbow.
Run like you don't have any arms.
Yeah, they start.
Learn whatever this thing is.
Yeah, they show him warming up his weird batting warming up thing, and they just go this thing.
I love Hunter Pence because I guess the story is when he was super young, he injured his arm in a way or injured his shoulder in a way that he can't throw normally. So he learned to throw. With normal power, but but it just looks like he kind of like holds.
He's got a good arm. Too.
He does, but it looks like it looks like his arm is numb, and he's just kind of flinging his arm out to throw it, and it makes it every time, and I'm just like, I don't know how his arm doesn't hurt throwing that way. But he is one of my favorites. I hope he plays for the Giants the rest of his career.
Hey, amazing. I love him to death.
Yes, you should. If nothing else, loyal viewer Stephanie, you should watch that video in the description because that is worth the price of admission to this show.
Really?
None.
Speaking of something that's like, if we're going to go back to Kirk Douglas real quick, speaking of something that's like older than way more than you thought it would be, do you remember that anime Case Closed?
Hell yeah, I do. I loved that thing.
That's about, wasn't that about like a real detective that got like transported into a boy's body?
From what I remember, and I'm probably really wrong, but I'll link a description in the I'll link a description in the description. Mm-hmm. Essentially, it's a kid in high school who's really smart, and for some reason, he turns into a boy.
A little boy
who looks like he's probably like 7, probably younger. But he still retains all his intelligence, and he's the only one I think that knows that he's like no one realizes that it's this kid in high school. So he's the only one aware, and but because he maintains his intelligence, he's using it to like help solve mysteries.
Yeah, he's also he's like Sherlock Holmes level genius.
Yeah,
detective. But anyway,
I love that show. It's awesome.
That's a show. You don't say, but you cannot say was because it's still on the air.
Really?
You can actually watch it on Crunchyroll. However, they don't have all the episodes available, Kenny. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, screw that.
Kenny, they only have episodes 754 through 841.
Now here's my thing. We've talked about this at length off air. OA. The mark of a good anime is that it ends. Cowboy Bebop, great anime, only had 26 episodes.
The very best ones are designed to run for a certain amount of time. That's why I stopped watching Naruto, because it's like I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Yeah.
There's like Inuyasha, that's a bad anime, and it has like 600 plus episodes. I'm really torn about this with Case Closed because I loved that anime, but I don't have the time to watch 800 plus episodes of a show. Like the only show that should have.
Don't worry, Kenny. You only have to watch almost 100 of them right now.
But I gotta catch up. I don't want to be left in the dark on this one. What if like episode 700 was it 750? You said
754 episodes.
What if 753 was like really important to the rest of the episodes that are up?
Yeah. What if it was
I'm not gonna know what's going on.
Well, there's a the show's been on for so long that there's a two, like not it's a 2-parter episode, but it's also like the second time that they've done it. It's let me see if I can find it again. Ramen to Die For 2.
What?
Yeah, so apparently at some time in the show's incredibly long run, apparently, because this show was an old show when it showed up in the States on Adult Swim.
Well, that's the thing that happens with a lot of anime, like Cowboy Bebop again, for example. When that thing came on, like I thought, oh, this is pretty new. I'm like, oh, this is actually on like 10 years ago.
Yeah. So like this show was old. This show was old when it was when like Wii was brand new to us. It's still on, but in any case, yeah, like at some point during its incredibly long run, they already did an episode called Ramen to Die For, and this is like a sequel episode to that episode. And all these episodes are like 2-3 parters too. There's very few like one-offs.
Oh wow, that I see. The thing I wonder, like, because my biggest problem with animes that run on so long is it runs into the problem that any show that does that. It's like you run into the ground and it really goes way past its prime. And I'm thinking like at 800 plus episodes, like what is there left? What mysteries are there left to solve? Like, are you gonna find like Jack the Ripper and Jimmy Hoffa? Like, what else do you have left to do?
It's like, what could you possibly do at this point?
I can't figure out like what other mysteries there are to solve. It also gets to the point like
life's mysteries, Kenny.
Gonna find the Holy Grail. Are they just gonna do like an anime version of Indiana Jones?
Probably.
I want to watch that. But that was one thing like I liked about it, is like it always was pretty creative in how he solved the mysteries. But it gets to the point like
you have to be pretty clever to write up a good mystery story too.
Yeah,
like, it's not easy.
Yeah, and like especially going on that long, like you're going to run out of stuff. You're just going to end up repeating yourself after a while, and I don't want to watch that. Although I really want to watch some of the later ones just to see like what like a weird crazy mysteries he runs into this time.
It's like, come on now. Crunchyroll.com, you should sponsor us because we keep going back to you for content.
We should write them.
Because I know they sponsor YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that.
Here's what you need to do, listening audience.
Yeah.
You need to back us up on this one. You need to help us convince Crunchyroll to give us a sponsorship.
Give us a sponsorship. We could actually end up on SoundCloud for real.
See? And the faster you do that, the quick...
I will pimp out your premium membership so much if you just pay our SoundCloud bill.
Exactly. And
buy me a mic.
There you go. And if we get on the SoundCloud, then you can take us with you.
Yes.
You know you want to.
Yeah.
We know you want to.
Have you set up an RSS feed for the videos, the tracks you're putting up on SoundCloud?
I have not yet.
I don't know if we're allowed to.
I'll have to double check that because I'm not 100% sure.
With the version that we have.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on what we're limited to with that outside of time. But I will double check that, and I will, if we can, I'll set that up, and I'll put a link to that in the description of this video as well. But yes, we are on the SoundCloud. I put the first 2 videos up because I was wrong. I thought we got 6 hours. We only get 3.
The episode's up.
Yeah,
no videos.
No.
They're audio only, baby.
So you can take them with you on the go.
It's the complete oral experience.
Give you that oral for your ear, pussy.
Yeah.
That's the great Kevin Smith says.
As Kevin Smith says. Yeah, we stole that from him. But it's not stealing.
No, it's not stealing. It's an homage.
Yeah, we're homaging.
But yes, I put those up, and the goal, as I said in the last episode, is every 2 weeks I'm going to cycle those out. So in a week from now, you'll have episodes 3 and 4 up there.
There you go.
And then once we get the actual SoundCloud, we'll have them all up there, and we'll just keep them all up there forever. So if you're new and you want to listen to us, you want to find out, you want to be where it all began, there's your opportunity.
And we're sorry for that.
We are so sorry. You will see how much we have evolved over these past 20-something episodes.
But not that much. God,
nope.
We have been doing this for a bit now, haven't we?
I think this is lucky number 24.
Oh, good God.
I know, right? God, we're old already. We're old in the age of the internet.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
We've been doing this for a long time with the listeners. We should. If we had listeners, they'd be congratulating us.
I know. So Stephanie, send us a congratulatory text, please.
Kenny, give yourself a pat in the back. I'll do the same. Better. I'm glad they could hear yours because they thought they could hear mine.
I heard yours a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
But then it was drowned out by mine because I did write mine right in my own ear. That's kind of how that works. Anatomy and all that.
I'll see Stephanie tomorrow.
Well, you should tell her to send us a congratulatory text.
My birthday is coming up, as you know.
It is. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Usually, see, I forget my birthday, like all the time. Like I don't really see it as important
It's not.
I'm not anti-birthday. Like I love celebrating other people's birthdays. I think it's fun.
I like
want
it
to make
because of cake.
Yeah, I like the
I
cake.
mean, I like the people too, but I like
and
cake.
I want to make it a special day for them. Like, hey, it's your day. You're special today. Enjoy yourself. But like, I'm not really a big fan of doing that for myself.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel really awkward doing that.
Yeah, I have low self-worth.
Yep, I don't like to bring attention to myself.
Exactly. So and it just doesn't really kind of register for me. I don't like I always tell the story that I forgot my 19th birthday on December 19th that's the day.
Oh, that's the awkward one.
Yeah. So it's like I was in the airport flying home for Christmas break, and my mom called me up and she's like, "Happy birthday!" And I was like, "What? Huh?" Like I didn't even know. I had no idea that it was a birthday. So in any case, long story short, Stephanie and Marissa plan my birthdays for me the past couple years because they know I'm a hopeless idiot, and it just won't happen unless they do something.
Yeah.
Which I am eternally grateful because it's always fun, and they do great things. But tomorrow, we're celebrating my 30th, a couple days early. It's going to be on the 10th, but whatever. My 30th birthday is the big 3-0.
Oh, I gotta be that big 3-0.
Big 3-0. God, it's been a great 30 years.
Yep. It's been 30 years.
It's been 30 years. Talking about with one of our coworkers today, and she's in her 50s. She's like, no, your 30s are so much better. My 20s were terrible. I'm like, that's good to know.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm like, oh, thank God, because these have really sucked.
But then again, she's from Germany, so her 20s were in the Soviet. We're also still dealing with the Soviet bloc. So.
But she was in Germany, so probably a lot of booze.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
I wonder if she remembers her 20s. I probably wouldn't if I lived there.
She's a total lightweight. She says she can't have a couple drinks, so she's never been a drinker.
Well, she sounds like fun.
In any case, tomorrow there will be no doubt drinking because I've been told very scant things about what's going to happen tomorrow. I was informed by Stephanie, the kidnapper, hereafter named kidnapper, that I should be prepared to be kidnapped tomorrow at 10:45 a.m.
Oh, waking up that early.
I know, right? So I had to be ready by then. So I have to do some laundry.
I hope they actually do the kidnapping thing and put a black bag on your head.
Yeah,
and then never take it off the whole time.
Oh, where am I?
Oh, speaking of getting the fuck in the van, you remember that one time we were picking up Nicole? You remember Nicole?
Yes.
And I forget who was driving. I think was it Ryan driving?
It was Ryan driving in his mom's minivan, and I shouted that.
You shouted to that Nicole, get the fuck in the van! When I think her parents were in earshot when they heard that.
And they looked up like, what the fuck?
It's made better because we were on a very narrow cul-de-sac, so I'm pretty sure other people heard it too.
I don't know what possessed me to do that. But
I'll tell you what possessed you. Humor, because it was funny.
Get the fuck in the van.
I laughed my ass off.
I laughed too, but in that and then I sat back as far on the seat.
And then I was in the back just
because you didn't say it. You thought it was hilarious.
It was fucking hilarious. I would have said it if I were in your seat.
Get the fuck in the van.
Get the fuck in the van.
It was perfect because I swung the door open like a slip. Vroom, get the fuck in the van.
Oh man. Oh, that was a great moment.
Thanks for that. For bringing that up.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Thanks.
It's my gift to you. Well, one of them.
It's my gift.
Yep, make you feel bad about yourself. I'm bringing you down to earth, Jeff.
Like I need help.
Yep. Hey, you can't get too high. I don't want you, I don't want you getting a big head about the show.
Yeah, right.
And bring you down.
But that's long story short. That's that is all I know is that I will be kidnapped from my house. Originally, she said that She asked me, "Can you be kidnapped from Marissa's house at 10:30?" And I was like,
"Can you go to your kidnapping, please?"
And I was like, "Okay, but this is really becoming an unorthodox kidnapping. First off, I know it's going to happen. Second off, you told me what I should wear.
What are you supposed to wear? Just your birthday suit?
Yeah, exactly. No, my usual, what everyone wears every day.
So why even tell you that?
because I did ask, should I bring a raincoat? What are we doing? Because I don't know what's going on.
I thought Stephanie's just you just dress normal. I'm like, I was gonna I don't.
No. But she was very specific about dressing normal. It was comfy shoes, warm clothes, like a hoodie, because we'll be Like, I presumably will be walking places, which is true of anywhere.
That's true.
Well, if they really love me, they would give me a floating chair to cruise around on for my birthday.
You should just get on Stephanie's back and see what happens.
Oh, Steph, I will not do that, as you probably already figured out. Since you're listening to this when we've already had the event.
I have this image of you like climbing on Stephanie's back and you both falling over, and then you guys laying there for a minute, and then you just hear you going, "Come on, go!"
Go! I'm just like going, God, Jesus Christ.
Man, this is not going anywhere, is it?
Did she just do anything right?
Come on, do math.
Do math. But I know that she changed her tune though when she realized that like I can't quote have the white girl wasted package if I have to drive home afterwards.
No,
so she's
that's the best package.
So I'm gonna have That's why she's gonna pick me up at my house.
Nice.
So there's that.
Getting white girl wasted is awesome.
Apparently, I'll be getting white girl wasted. I did last year for my birthday.
I have to do that for one of my birthdays. Didn't do much for my birthday this year. Went to work. That was about it.
You're on the wrong side of the country for this kind of thing. That's the problem.
It sucked too because my birthday was on a Friday.
Dude,
I know.
That means next year it'll be on a Saturday.
I know.
That's okay.
But I probably still won't be doing anything.
Yeah. Well, it's really hard to do things on my actual birthday.
But
because for one, this year it's on a Monday. So
well, that sounds like your fault.
It's like, fuck me, I guess.
Turned 30, shit just goes wrong.
The other thing you have to, the other thing about me is that I have to share a whole month with Jesus. So everyone like leaves around my birthday to go be with their families and don't want to hang out with me.
You got the old birth miss going on.
The old birth miss going on, and I reject the notion that I should receive a quote birthday/Christmas gift. No.
Well, you shouldn't have been born so close to Christmas.
It's like no. That's not fair. Like, and I say, if someone comes up to me and hands me like this is your birthday and Christmas, when is your birthday next? I will give you a present. I don't care if it's July 4th. I will give you a present that says, and I'll say, this is for your birthday and Christmas.
See, that doesn't even make any sense, Chip, because Christmas and their birthday would not be in the same month.
I hate you. You don't understand my pain, August.
I don't at all. I almost share a birthday with Arbor Day.
Oh, yeah. You really have to compete with those fucking trees.
Have you seen how many of them there are?
Have you seen them?
I almost had to share a birthday with Stephanie. Ugh.
Oh, God. It must be awful.
I know. If I was born on the day that I was actually supposed to be born on, she would be a day older than I am.
Actually, you, Stephanie, and Marissa are very close in
It's true.
birthdays.
But they never invited me to share in their birthday months.
Well, because it's very
close enough.
It's really just it's definitely like their thing.
But it could have been our thing.
Well, maybe next time.
Well, next time I'll still probably be over here.
I was gonna say you're still on the wrong side of the coast, so
well,
it doesn't really...
I think the real message here is Stephanie needs to come out to the East Coast and fix this shit.
Yeah, this is her fault. Clearly, is what you're saying.
Yes.
It always comes down to it being Stephanie's fault.
I feel like we should have called the show to throw Stephanie under the bus.
Stephanie under the bus. Or just Steph's fault.
Well, I
think that covers it for the day.
That covers it, yep.
All right. Remember what we learned today, kids. It's Stephanie's fault, and watch out for fucking molasses. It is unsafe as hell.
And if you're going to drive, make sure you have all 4 tires.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, on that note, fine listening audience, you've been listening to, once again, Stephanie's Fault. On A Better Podcast with Kenny
On A Better Podcast.
Hope you enjoyed the show. As always, please like, subscribe, and if you haven't, check out the old SoundCloud, which will be a link in the description. And you can check us out on the go. If you missed the first couple episodes, well, they're right there for you. And in about a week, I will cycle those out for the next 2. And then once we get the fancy SoundCloud, they will all be there for your listening enjoyment. Or just listening to. You may not enjoy it. I don't know. It's up to you.
Who
It's
gives
your
a shit?
call. Just listen to it, damn it.
Yeah, fuck you.
But yes, as always, like, subscribe. Tell us what we like, what you don't like. Leave us a comment. Please leave us a comment. Even if it's just to call us names. Because I'd like to deconstruct that.
It would give us something to talk about.
It would.
Yeah.
And you, fine listener, you could be a part of the show. Think about it. You could be on the show.
You could be
By
on
proxy.
the show.
You could actually be part of the show. Like, literally. Like, we would talk about you.
Mhm.
Probably in condescending terms because you insulted us. But you'd be part of the show.
Honestly, I would be talking about you in condescending terms regardless.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why you're here, right?
Yeah.
For the insult humor.
That's what I do. Honestly, that's all I know how to do. My self-esteem's so low, I can just...
Right? I got to
Go
bring
knock
everyone
other
down
people.
with me.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
If I'm going down, you're all going down.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
But yes, you've been listening to the show, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I hope you tune in again for the next episode next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye!